You're watching Shane Dawson and Friends, where the excitement never ends. So open your ears, sit down and relax. Push an enable plus the fucking cap in your ass.
Yay! I'm back, and I am here with a very special co-host, Alison Rosen.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me be the first guest co-host, and thank you also for the message to your fans. Don't send my guest co-host any cunty tweets. And I think I got there were a couple almost borderline cunty, but really no straight up cunt.
No
tweets.
No, they were.
And that's
okay.
thanks to you, probably.
Well, here's the thing. Yes, as we know, Lauren is gone. She unfortunately passed away. She suffered from depression, and she is not around anymore. I'm kidding.
But you're still going to be working with her all the time, right?
Her dead body. Yes, I'm going to be carrying it from event to event.
No, it's like Weekend at Bernie's.
Weekend at Lauren's.
Yes.
No, she's gone. So my thing was, I was like, let's do some guest co-hosts. Let's have fun with this. And you were the first person that popped into my head because, as you know, I've told you a million times, I listen to your podcast. I think yours is probably one of the only ones I actually listen to every single episode. Is that creepy, by the way?
Hell no. People say stuff like that. They're like, I'll mention something going on. They're like, oh yeah, I know because I read your blog, or I actually don't blog that regularly anymore, but I read your tweets. Is that creepy? I'm like, no, that's the point of it. If someone's like, I saw the way that you wash your hair in the shower and I feel like there's a better method, that would be creepy. But stuff that
Which, by the way, I was going to throw that out there too.
Really? Should I? Another finishing rinse? No, the whole point of putting it out there so people will listen. I love that. Thank you. I remember the first time you ever tweeted me to tell me something about, I think it was maybe how much you like my podcast. I was glowing all day because, of course, I know who you are. And I think, at that point, I know, but at that point I knew already who you were. And I thought you were so funny and I loved your stuff. So yeah, just mutual butt kissing going on right here.
No, I'm taking it. Did you, by the way, sucking ass is like a thing. Not the, the actual act of sucking ass. I don't know if that's a thing, but
I think it is.
We got a lot of tweets. I don't know if you saw some of these, but when I was like, we're doing whatever, a lot of suck my ass, a lot of people were tweeting that, which I didn't know, but I guess it's a compliment.
Is that like I love turtles or I love turtles?
Is that a thing too?
Oh, have you not seen that?
No.
Yeah, when I used to do, so my podcast, Alison Rosen is Your New Best Friend, I used to do it as a Ustream show out of my living room in Brooklyn when I was living there, a streaming internet show. And in the chat room, people would just write, I like turtles, I like turtles. And I'm like, what is that? And then it's a meme.
Oh,
but I don't know what it really means.
Memes.
You don't?
No. I mean, I know what a meme. I know my face. I make a really ugly face, and so does Lauren, and we both have memes of it. That's the
that
only
means
thing
you
I
have
know.
arrived.
When you have an ugly face.
Yes.
Good enough for a meme.
Exactly.
Well, speaking of knowing I've arrived, I have a controversy I want to talk about, and I want to weigh in with you because I feel like you might have done something similar. Because I feel like, well, we'll get into that. I was going to go into both of our body issues. We'll get into that later. I had some nude pictures leak.
Wow.
And they were not intentional. Here's my thing. Have you ever taken a picture with no pants on by a reflective surface that could possibly be in the shot?
If I have, it is only because I'm like, what is this weird thing on my arm? I need to take a picture of it and then send it to my dad, who's a doctor, or just freak out over something. Or like, I think I chipped my tooth. I feel like I hit my tooth with a fork, although not like I'm eating naked. That goes into what we're talking about later. And I'm too lazy to get up, so I'm going to take a photo of it. And then I'll be like, oh shit, my boob is in that. But no, I haven't had the reflective surface thing.
Okay, no reflective surface. Okay, good to know. I hope your tooth is okay.
Thank you.
Your boob is fine. So I don't know if you've heard about this, but there is a new challenge called the Ice Bucket Challenge.
I can't stop hearing about this, although I still feel like I don't know exactly what it is.
Oh, I have no fucking idea. I did it and I don't know what it is. ALS. No, I'm kidding. Sad diseases. Charity. So I did the Ice Bucket Challenge and I was not wearing pants because I never wear pants when I'm filming a video. It's just, I don't know, it makes me feel loose and comfortable.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Unless I have a guest.
Right.
Hey, Rebecca Black, not wearing pants.
I like to go braless as much as possible.
Really?
It might kind of be the same thing. I mean.
Yeah. But I don't like underwearless. If I'm wearing pants, I need underwear.
Okay.
But if I'm not wearing pants, nothing. I also feel fat in my underwear. I have to get the tightest underwear I can find, and there's only one store that has it. And like I re-get underwear every week because I need like a girdle underwear.
I remember you talking. Weren't you looking on eBay for old used underwear?
Yes. Well, Yeah, the style of underwear that I like to wear is not made anymore. We talked about this
So
on your podcast. If
sad.
you want to hear it, go to her podcast, listen to it. But yeah, I like the feeling of the muffin top being girdled.
Makes sense. Extra support.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I refuse to believe you have a muffin top.
I fucking do. I'll show you later.
It must be super girdled.
I'll show you.
You look
Thank
awfully
you, girl.
svelte.
I'll show
Just
you
show
in
me
my
the photo that leaked.
in my reflection. Yeah, I'll show you that. Okay. Anyways, so yes, so I did the ice bucket challenge. I had no pants on. I was in my bathtub and I had a black trash can and I lifted it up to show people, look, there's ice in here. And I guess the reflection of the trash can reflected my down under my everything below the waist was reflected in the trash can. I didn't know this. Put the video up. It was up for a couple hours. Everybody was telling me to take it down. Your dick is in it. Take it down. I just took it down instinctively. I looked at the video and I couldn't really see it. So it's like, oh, they're just whatever. Then I go on Instagram and my favorite feature is, tagged photos, which are always fucking terrible. And I press on it and it's all my crotch, like just rolls of my crotch.
But how did it look?
Here's the thing. Not too bad because you couldn't see it. Like it literally, because it was a black trash can, they tried to brighten it up or whatever, but it just looked like my two legs with like a blob in the middle. Which is what it is.
The way
anyway.
everyone wants to be
Which is
seen.
what it is ever. Anyways, but literally, like people were sending things like, "Oh my God, I hope Shane doesn't kill himself. Oh my God, I know he's like body self-conscious. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed for him. Oh my God, it's so sad."
Okay,
like,
well, now it's 1,000 million times worse, right?
yeah, and I didn't care in the beginning because I'm like, you can't see anything. But now because they're saying so, I'm like, can you see it? And I'm like, I don't think it looks that bad. Why does it look so bad? And they're like, oh my God, he's so many pubes. And I'm like, no, what? I don't have that. I don't have like an abnormal amount of
Right,
pubes.
just normal
Is this
pubes
whole?
amount.
I'll show you the picture. I'll get your advice. But it was a situation, and then I had to like address it. So I tweeted like, "Hey guys, it was not intentional. I love ALS. Well, I don't love it, but like I support the whatever." And now it's this whole thing where everybody they're like, talk about it on the podcast. I don't know what to say. Yeah, I fucked up, guys. I didn't wear pants when I was filming a video.
It all seems like a very, very, very honest mistake. What's interesting to me is everyone's reaction to it and how, for me, if I were you, for some reason that would make it worse. And I don't know why. I think it's because my initial response would be, oh, I fucked up, but it's not that bad because it doesn't look that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, if there was a photo that leaked that was super unflattering, that would be jumping off a bridge.
The end, yeah.
Right. But if it's a photo that leaked that's not that bad, possibly kind of good, then I would just feel like, okay, this is a mistake. But then if everyone is saying that I should feel embarrassed about it, that would get into my head. And because I'm so quick to second guess my own reactions anyway, then I would think maybe they are seeing something that I don't realize. And then I would get all up in my head about it.
And they started hashtag I feel sorry for Shane, like hashtag poor Shane, like all these things that I was like, okay, it wasn't that bad. Like the blob was fine. It was a big enough blob to where people could be like, oh, he has something there. It wasn't like it literally looked like I had a
micro penis.
Yeah, which by the way is an issue of mine. When I was fat, I had a micro penis, but it's not there anymore. I grew into it. Anyways,
I think you should embrace your perfectly normally sized
you,
penis
blob.
and regular size of regular
Let's not go
quantity
crazy.
of
Let's
pubes.
not go crazy.
I think it's interesting. See, I think the naked photos that leak, if they're of women, people have a different reaction than if they're of men. I wonder if they do. What do you think? Because I think,
like,
I don't know.
If okay, like Jenna Marbles, she's a popular YouTuber. By the way, I'm curious about how much you know about YouTube. I feel like it's a very weird world. We're not people outside of it don't know too much about it. So if I ever throw out a reference you don't know, please say something.
I'll let you
'cause
know.
it's interesting to me.
Ahead of time, so excited to come in here, but I was like, I'm going to come across as someone who's 600 years old because you're going to say names.
No, you're
and I'm
replacing
not gonna
Lauren,
know.
who's 800 years old.
Oh,
So
okay. I know who Jenna Marbles is.
You do?
Yes. I know more than, let's say, the average dad about YouTube, but less than probably.
Do you know who PewDiePie is?
No. Most of your listeners.
Okay, my favorite thing ever. This is my game. It's called the PewDiePie game. Nobody knows who he is unless they're on YouTube. Now, just guess how many subscribers he has.
Based on his name PewDiePie or based on the way
like,
you have brought this question up? Because the first I'd guess like 500. The second I'm gonna go with 2 million.
2 million, okay. Now I'm going to change it up a little bit. He plays video games, and that's it. He plays video games, and he's funny, but he just plays video games.
2.1.
Okay. He makes. Oh, I can't say this. Never fuck. I was gonna say how much money he makes. I can't say that.
Sounds like he makes a lot, though.
He makes. I mean, the amount. By the way, he's the nicest person in the world. The amount of money he makes is, I mean, amazing insanity. And I can't. I'll tell you off air. It's nuts. He has 30 million subscribers.
Wow. And so what are his videos like?
He plays video games. It's just him playing video games. I don't understand video games, so I don't watch him. I follow him on Twitter and I see his vlogs sometimes. He does vlogs once in a while, but yeah, it's just him playing video games.
Wow.
That are complicated, I guess. I don't know. We're doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
We need to stop leaking our nudes, start playing some fucking video games.
I have a question for you about YouTube. How often do you, because so I also work on the Adam Carolla show, and we were just talking, we did a live show last night, and we were just talking about this, about how I was saying that my friend's daughter and her friend, I walked in on them one day, and they were just sitting in front of YouTube just watching different videos, sort of like how I'd flip around channels watching TV. How often do you sit down in front of YouTube and just search around for videos?
Never.
But don't you feel like a lot of people do that?
Yes. I personally, my thought is like, okay, if you're a janitor, the last thing you want to do is wipe your own ass. So for me, I just came up with that, by the way. That's not a thing I just like say. But for YouTuber, it's like, I don't know about, we have a YouTuber coming in a minute. I'll ask her about this too. But the last thing I want to do is go on YouTube because it just reminds me of work. And then I see all these other people and they're like doing challenges and doing this. And I'm like, ugh, I got to do that too. And I can't, I step away.
Have you done the cinnamon challenge?
I've done it all, baby. I've done it all. I've done it all. There's nothing left to do. There's this guy I do videos with. His name is Joey. And we have this thing where people think we're gay and we're not, and we pretend to fuck. It's this whole thing. It's called shipping. Have you heard about that term?
Wait, what is shipping? Because, the way I know it, which sounds like it might not be how you mean it, is I think I was reading an article in EW and they were talking about, they were talking about the Mindy Project. They were talking about how she was hooking up with that guy on the show and how shippers were so excited about this.
Yeah.
Is that the same thing? People who are into relationships?
So, exactly. So it's, the relationships, the ship, and then they give the ship a name. So my name's Shane, his name's Joey, so it's #Showy. So this whole thing where I guess it's this very weird thing where these teen girls want to see two straight guys fuck, but they don't want them to be gay. The second you call them gay, they get mad. But it's very bizarre and homophobic and scary. But anyways, me and him do these videos, and it got to the point where we were just like, well, let's do the tickle challenge. Like we just ran out. We're like, okay, let's just fucking wrestle half naked. Okay, let's do it. Like we're out. We don't know what else to do. There's nothing left to do.
But I don't get this whole shipping teen girls wanting to watch you guys get it on,
I don't either.
But in a straight way.
But that's the thing.
Because wouldn't the getting it on kind of negate?
Gay?
Yes.
But no, because I guess they want us to kind of cringe a little bit. So it's like we touch each other and then we're like, ooh, oh God, don't do that. I don't quite get it. But it's like squid porn.
That's another thing I don't get.
Moving on. Actually, one of the things I was going to say, I was going to ask you about challenges, and if you've heard of them, was also, have you heard of One Man, One Snake? This is new. It's viral. It just came out.
No. Okay. I don't know One Man, One Snake.
It's a viral video of a man having sex with a snake.
How?
Now, this is the scary part. When I saw it, I assumed it was the mouth, which... I don't quite know how that would work, but it's not. He actually does it. By the way, I just whipped out my phone because I'm checking. I have a stopwatch, like a timer. I wasn't actually trying to find the video for
God.
you.
I want to see this.
Yeah. I shipped it. It was him actually having sex with, I guess snakes have like a little hole.
Oh,
yeah.
That seems like abuse.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how little their hole is. See, I just assumed it was snake up the butt.
Oh.
That just would be the easiest, depending.
No,
possibly.
I can see that. Oh, yeah, no. So that's the thing that's happening. I'm just catching you up on YouTube.
That's just, I mean, my heart doesn't bleed for snakes or anything.
No.
But I think that's kind of animal abuse. In the same way that having sex with horses or dolphins would be. And the whole argument against that is that they cannot, because I've looked.
We've had, by the way, on your podcast, we had this argument because I have a very specific stance on it. I have a similar stance on child molesters, but I'm not going to get into that. I think if the horse isn't getting hurt, if the horse is doing the fucking, Why are we
right.
sending the
Oh,
man to
yeah.
jail?
Oh, I just had a memory after you were on my podcast, and my producer sent me the photos related to what we had talked about. There was one of a man with a horse, like with his hooves on the guy's shoulders.
One man, one horse. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel bad for the man a little bit. I'm like, well, the horse is enjoying it. The horse came.
Yeah. I think the man's enjoying it too.
Yeah. Oh, well, he died. That one did.
Well, maybe for a moment he did.
For a moment. Okay. Oh, God. I have a few things that I need to get to, and I don't know where to start. I'm going to start with the Teen Choice Awards now. Teen Choice Awards, if for those listening who don't know what it is, Mom, the Teen Choice Awards are a program where teens vote on categories that are stupid, like best nipple and best ship and all these things that make no sense, and then the kids vote. But the kids are not actually getting their votes counted. Did you hear about this whole drama?
No.
Okay. So, long story short, there was this kid on Vine. By the way, the way you are with YouTube is... Actually, you know more about YouTube than I know about Vine. I know nothing about Vine. I don't know any of these people. Do you know anything about Vine?
I was on it for a second, and
Six.
then... yeah.
Zing!
Well, that's the funny thing is that people... Because I like Twitter a lot. People will be on Twitter, and they'll post a link to their Vine, and I... somehow just don't have 6 seconds to click on that thing and watch it. So I was really like, I just don't have time to do another whole app like this.
Mm-mm.
But then I was watching this show, Funniest Wins on TBS. Did you watch that? It was a bunch of comedians doing challenges to find like the funniest one wins.
Wait, so it's like at midnight.
No, it was a reality show where they were all sequestered, and then each week one would be eliminated.
Wow.
Marlon Wayans hosted it. I think it just wrapped up. A friend of mine was on it. That's how I knew about it, and that's why I was watching it. But anyway, they had a couple like big Viners on there. And then that kind of pulled me back to it a little bit, and I was watching, and they're actually funny. You're frowning. I think some of them are actually funny. At the same time, I haven't opened it up on my phone in a really long time.
No, neither have I. I don't even have the app.
But speaking of money, I think that people who are popular on Vine can make like a lot of money.
They
that
can,
way.
but it's uncomfortable because it's the thing about YouTube is if you do a product placement in YouTube, you can get around it because you're like, hey, what's up, you guys? Like, oh, I'm just hanging out at Jamba Juice with Rebecca Black, and we're like chilling, like braiding each other's hair. By the way, I don't know if you guys ever heard of this, but there's this thing. We both have neck hair, and there's this thing called a no-no, and then they talk about it for a second, and then they'll just be like, anyways, we're gonna go to Starbucks now. So like, it's easy. Whereas Vine, you have 6 seconds, so it's literally like the no-no. It gets rid of hair. Love you guys, and then it loops over and over. There's no like creative way around it. So yeah, they're making money, but it's uncomfortable, and people are not liking it. I hope there's another way to make money on Vine. Actually, no, I don't. I want it to go away. Yeah. But the reason I brought it up was because there was a big Viner named Cameron Dallas, who I guess I just started following him on Twitter, and I don't know what he does, but he does a Vine. And he, I guess, won the Teen Choice Award. But he didn't go to the awards because he was mad or something about it. And then he tweeted, he said, guys, the reason I was mad is because they told me I won 6 days ago and voting was still open. And I think it's rigged. So he's making a big stink about it. Well, I mean, I already knew about this. I won a Teen Choice Award like 5 years ago. First of all, it was the worst experience of my life. So I was nominated for like Webstar or something. So us YouTubers got invited, but we sat in like the nosebleed sections with like fans and stuff. We weren't allowed on the red carpet. Nobody knew who we were. It was really uncomfortable. They didn't announce our award. I found out I won like in my like car on the way home. Some lady called, by the way, you won. It was I still haven't got my surfboard. Very upset about it. So I went home and looked and researched it. And yeah, there's a thing at the end of the show that says basically your vote doesn't matter. Like you can vote, but like we're going to pick the winner. So this is huge.
What, you probably don't remember specifically, but I'm just curious, what kind of language do they use to explain that?
So they said, and I screen capped it and I tweeted it and it kind of went viral a little bit, which makes me look like an asshole, but whatever. It was like, the teenagers' votes count for eliminating one of the other competitors. So it's like basically kids vote and then whoever gets the least votes
gets taken out.
And then Fox Tenosaurus Rex picks the winner. And I was like, what the fuck is that? So I Google it. Fox Tenosaurus Rex is like the name that they give the producers of the show. I don't know. Maybe they think kids are retarded and they're like, we don't know what that means. Anyways, so I tweeted
After
that.
you just explained that you don't know what that means.
Yeah. Stupid kids. Yeah, so I tweeted it, and then this camera guy retweeted it. It was like this whole thing. So now the Teen Choice Awards is very upset at me. And the Teen Choice Awards, by the way, their Twitter account, I don't know if it's ran by a teen or by a fucking 12-year-old girl, but they literally were tweeting things like, some YouTubers have such big fucking heads. They need to get a grip on things. Like really? And I'm like, what? Like,
they're attacking their constituency, basically.
Yeah.
That's insane.
No,
That's
it's
fucked.
insane. So
do you swear on this?
Oh, I mean, every second.
Okay, good.
Every day. Yeah, so it's been this whole thing. But luckily, we weren't the only ones that caused a stink at the Teen Choice Awards. I just had to talk about this because that was so funny. Do you know who Jake T. Austin is?
I don't know if I know who that is.
You're batting about the same average as Lauren as far as not knowing who anybody is. And
Is
it's
that good
great.
or bad?
It's great. That's a dynamic. You don't know who these people are. I hate who these people are. Jake T. Austin was on some show, Wizards of Waverly Place, and now he's grown up now and he's taking half-naked pictures with Willow Smith. I think that's the same guy.
Are they shipper? Wait, Willow's a female? Uh-oh. That's worse than Lauren, right? Willow whipped her hair back and forth.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, she whipped
So
her
they
hair
could be shippers. Shippers can, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Willow.
I mean, shipping.
I think she's like 12 and I think he's 20, but sure.
Okay.
It's a ship. Okay, so Jake T. Austin, it says, this was on TMZ. There was a former Disney star who went ballistic backstage, throwing projectiles at the staffers. The culprit was Jake T. Austin, who, according to multiple sources, tried to hit up the Candy's gift shop suite backstage when he was turned away by a worker who didn't recognize him. Multiple witnesses tell us that he ripped his shirt open. I don't know why he would do that. And said, "Do you know who the fuck I am? I'm a presenter. I'm a nominee. Who the fuck are you?" And Jake got so angry that he started throwing shoe boxes filled with Candy's shoes at all the staff members, and he hit a woman in the head. Then he stormed out by his mother's side and talked more smack to the workers as he left. I guess he also got busted for a DUI like 2 months ago, so that's interesting. Okay, I have a few questions. Have you been around the celebrities because you co-host the Adam Carolla podcast, so you meet a lot of celebrities all the time, but also you have been doing hosting and all this stuff for a while. So you've kind of ran into this. Have you ever been involved in a situation with a Jake T. Austin or somebody of that caliber who throws projectiles near you and you witness it?
I don't think I have. I mean, there was one time that I was a journalist for many years, and I was doing stuff for Rolling Stone, and there's one time that I was interviewing a musician, and the questions that I was asking, which it was a specific kind of art, it wasn't in the studio for the magazine, so like there were specific kind of questions that I had to ask, and he got upset with me because he's like, I've already answered all these questions, in prior interviews, and he kind of threw a fit on the phone, but he didn't throw anything. I just got off and I was like, wow,
Awkward.
what a cranky, high maintenance jerk. And so that left a bad taste in my mouth. Although recently I became reacquainted with him and he was super nice, and I was thinking, please don't remember who I am. Please don't remember who I am. And I don't think he did, because this was many years ago. I don't think I've ever seen someone throw a fit, and I've certainly not seen them throw Candy's shoes. What about you?
Why would you throw those? I have. So not celebrities, but YouTubers. There's this thing called VidCon, which is a nightmare, and it's this I just got really honest for a minute. Oops. There's this thing called VidCon, which is amazing. It's for the fans. No, it's this thing where a bunch of YouTubers come, and then people worship them, and then they treat their fans like shit. And some of them are nice, most of them aren't. And then kids in wheelchairs, you sit on top of their laps. I sat on 3 people's wheelchairs. It was great.
Were you worried about putting not that you're heavy at all, but I'm just saying I would be doing that, really, like that sit that I do, or that I used to do when a guy that I had a crush on I would somehow end up on his lap, where I'm like, I weigh 6 pounds.
Yeah,
and I couldn't be more uncomfortable.
Really hold yourself
Yes.
up. Your fucking legs are burning. You're sweating. Yes, that was the situation. Although the girl was like, I can't feel my legs anyway, so I just let it all out. I took my control top off and let it out. But no, I love VidCon to meet the kids, but everything else sucks. So anyways, I have seen a lot of YouTubers with just like 10 security guards around them. We'll talk to Jen when she comes in, the YouTuber, because I'm sure she has stories too. But it's so funny. Like they walk around, they have like 10 security guards around them. They're throwing things, they're yelling. They're like, honestly though, I can't meet one more fucking fan who's gonna tell me a story about how they're like suicidal. I can't deal with it right now. Like I have my own shit going on. Like they're
that's
nuts.
So upsetting to me.
So upsetting, but then also like 2 years later, they're not popular and everybody forgets who they are, and then I make fun of them.
Now, what do you think that's about? A couple theories.
I think it's about the internet. This is like a really heady answer, but the internet is creating these kids who think they're famous or internet famous because of them and because they deserve it and because of their personality and because of all this stuff. When in reality, it literally is luck.
Mm-hmm.
And it literally is like, if somebody thinks you're famous, everybody will watch you because they think you're famous. A lot of these YouTubers now that are coming up are friends with famous YouTubers. So everybody's like, oh, I'll watch them too. So, but in their head, they're like, I deserve this. I'm hilarious.
A sense of entitlement.
Yeah. So the entitlement has spread. So now it's like every kid wants to be famous. Every kid feels entitled. Every kid feels like a lot of these kids will tweet me, be like, I love you, Shane, or whatever. And then I'll like retweet it or write them back. And then they'll be like, yes, I wanted a retweet. That's all I wanted. Yes, yes, yes. And I'm just like, ooh, that's weird.
Right. I mean, it sounds like the stories, and you don't hear stories like this that much anymore, but when I was growing up 600 years ago, it was you just always heard about these out-of-control child stars, and that's what this sounds like.
That's what it is, but the scary part is YouTubers are getting older now, so it's like the child star thing stays, and now they're like 26, and they're still acting like child stars, and it's weird. And like you go to these YouTube events, and you see like this 28-year-old dude with like a swoop haircut, and he's like throwing fits and like meeting his 10-year-old fans, and it's just like this weird like, oh, that's why that's another reason I want to cut my hair.
The lack of any names, and I understand why you're not naming names, but it's killing me. Sorry, I just yelled in all the listeners' ears.
Give them
you're
all
gonna
to
have
you.
to. Okay, please. I'm gonna need a lot of info. I'm gonna need how much money so and so makes from earlier. PewDiePie,
PewDiePie,
whatever his name is, and who is 28 and throwing fits.
Oh, that's so good. You won't know who they are anyways. They're already working back at Walmart. Well, guys, we're going to take a short little break. And by break, I mean I'm going to go pee. When we come back, we're going to have one of my favorite YouTubers and a girl who is sweet to her fans and deserves her success, Jennxpenn. And we'll see you in a minute. I'm going to go pee. Bye. And we're back with youtube.com/Jennxpenn.
Hi.
This is exciting.
It's so exciting.
I have been, what's the word that doesn't sound creepy? Invested in your life for a while now. I've known her for, how long have I known you for?
I don't know. I mean, I've been around since like 2009, so
yeah,
it's been a while.
Which could mean that's when you were born.
Yeah, that's when I was born.
Yeah, wait, how old are you?
I'm 18.
I don't believe it.
I am.
I just don't. How do you think she looks, Alison?
It's okay if you say 12.
I feel like 18
really
works.
Really?
You're the first person who has ever said I look like my age.
No, but you know why? That's because I'm so out of touch. I don't know what ages look like anymore. That's what happens when you're 65. Like if you said you were 21, I'd be like, yeah, this is what 21-year-olds look like nowadays, I guess. But also if you said you were 15, I would believe that. So
yeah.
I would believe 11.
11?
No,
yeah.
that makes me think you're out of touch with super young people then.
I am. Well, okay, wait. Question about your age. Well, I have a lot of questions about your age. But my first one is, so do you find it hard? Like, you're an actress too, or just doing YouTube?
Just doing YouTube. I actually did my first audition yesterday.
What was it for?
It was for this movie. I think it's just an indie movie, really low key thing, and I got it really last minute. But
was it to play like an 11-year-old?
No, actually, I don't know if I can even say this.
Try.
You can bleep yourself out.
Well, I had to pretend to give a hand job during my audition.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
You're sure
what?
this is an indie movie and not some other kind of movie?
Your first who got you this first audition? Craigslist got you this audition?
Yeah, Craigslist. No.
Great.
No, but I mean, yeah, it was weird.
Wait, what? Okay, I've had a lot of auditions. Alison, did you do acting or were you always journalism? Did you?
Yeah.
I think we both have had our fair share of almost hand job auditions. I've never actually. I had an audition to play a gay prostitute in a Cameron Diaz movie.
Wait, what?
And it was a movie about cancer. I have no idea what was happening, but I got really close to getting it. This was when I was like 18. But I had to mimic trying to get like an old man an erection or whatever. But I was also crying at the same time. It was very bizarre. But it wasn't.
Who ended up getting it? Do you know?
I don't remember. Probably a Culkin. I always lose to a Culkin. Literally every time. Fuck it. At least it's like the kind of good looking one, Carrie. I think his name is Carrie. Not the one who looks like he has, I don't know, some kind of disease. Moving on. Hand
You
job.
know exactly what kind of disease you were going to say. You went all vague on the disease.
You saw my face like holding that disease back. Okay, so this hand job situation. So how did it come up? Was it in the sides, like in the script?
Well, it's oh my god, I can't believe I'm talking about this. It said like in parentheses, jerking.
What? Was it a comedy?
Yeah, it's like it's a comedy and it's a little like, I guess obviously raunchy, but like if I was to get the part, like you wouldn't actually see me doing it.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It'd be like suggested.
I mean, I hope so.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want it. But
so you're not doing Disney Channel, so that's good.
so I mean, when I was auditioning, the lady, I don't know the name for those people, like watching me audition,
Yeah.
she just told me to like, they were recording it to like do it off camera. So it's like
And like, what was your character? Were you into it, or were you kind of creeped out?
I mean, I guess I was into it.
But
So
what
it was a love scene? So to speak?
No, I mean it's basically like a movie about like kids who are, it's summer break and they're supposed to be like good, but then they're like doing bad stuff. I don't know. I don't want to give out too much
I
information.
think I know what you're talking about, because I think I was talking. Is any other YouTubers auditioning? for
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
It's like an American Pie, the people who did American Pie type of thing.
probably.
Okay, yeah.
I honestly don't know too much information about it. I got like lines the night before, and my managers were like, "Oh, you should go do it." So I was like,
You think you
"Okay,
nailed
sure."
it?
I mean, I think I did pretty well, but I've never done it before, so it's kind of
A
like
hand job.
nailed that. No, I've never done an audition before or like really had any acting experience, so I
Wow.
just kind of just went into it just to see how it was.
In the same way that when people are acting and they're driving, they really oversteer. I feel like I would really over jerk a hand job that I was doing on camera, and it would come off like I'm pantomiming it, you know?
Or the disease I was thinking of. There'd be a lot of seizure.
Right.
That's how. Okay, sorry. You are on Nickelodeon.
Oh yeah.
So how did that? How are you? How what?
Well, I kind of feel like I'm barely on Nickelodeon in a sense, just because it's like through Awesomeness TV. It's not like I'm like actually.
Okay, explain this to me, because so Awesomeness TV is a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Now they took the stuff that was on the YouTube channel and now they're putting it on TV.
Yeah, it's kind of like All That in a sense. Like, you know how
Okay,
there was just
is it like All That? Because All That's like everything. to
Well,
me.
All That's iconic, but I mean,
Okay.
it's that in a sense that it's like a bunch of little skits,
Okay.
like combined. So, but they just take the skits off of YouTube. So it's like not. I don't think anything is specifically filmed for the TV show. Like it's all filmed for YouTube. And
They
then
just pick whatever's the best.
Yeah, basically.
Now I understand. So how does that work? So are you? Is it so like when Nickelodeon has like events and stuff? Are you invited? Are you like?
No.
So it's very much kind of like, yeah, we put this thing on, but we're not like.
Yeah, I mean,
You're not like partying it up with like Art Carly.
No, I
and-
mean, I don't know any Nickelodeon stars or anything.
Really?
Yeah, it's
That's
just
depressing.
it's just YouTube videos on TV, really. So.
Damn, I was gonna ask you if you had any good stories, because I feel like they're
No.
fucking crazy.
Mhm.
We're talking, do you know who Jake T. Austin is?
I know who he is, and I heard you guys talking.
Are
That's
you-
insane. I had no idea that happened.
Have you ever dealt with, or I mean, I was gonna ask about Nickelodeon, but since you never met them, like YouTube. So have you ever been around us? And you don't have to say any names, because God knows I won't. But have you ever been around a situation like that where you've seen somebody like go crazy or being rude to fans or?
Not necessarily go crazy, but there's definitely some people who let it get to their head. Yeah.
How do you deal with? Because you're from.
I'm from outside Philadelphia originally.
So coming here, what made you want to move to LA?
Well, originally I came here to just be out here for the summer, just like something fun. And I've always wanted to come out here just because that's where YouTube is. You know, like everything's out here. All the YouTubers are out here now.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, before YouTube, I never wanted to move out here. It's just
Really?
kind of like a career thing. But it's so much different.
How?
It's just it's everyone's doing something out here, I think. Because like back home, it's just like people are like doctors or whatever.
Yeah.
And then out here, like everyone's like, oh, I'm a singer and an actor and I do short films and like all this.
But do they do anything, or do they just say they do everything?
I don't know. That's the real
Both.
question.
Everyone who does stuff is here, and everyone who says they do stuff is here.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because okay, I feel like a lot of these YouTubers, this is why I like you, because I feel like you know what you're doing and you have a plan and stuff. And
Thank you.
I've had a lot of YouTubers on this podcast and just in general who don't have any idea what they're doing. They're just like, I'm just like this was very recent. I think I talked about it in the last podcast, but whatever. I had a group of YouTubers who were just like, we're just like having fun. Like, we don't give a fuck. We're just like having fun, like living, like doing whatever. And I'm just like,
That's the worst interview ever. Not you're interviewing, but
no, it was the
to
worst.
be interviewing someone like that.
And I'm like, oh, so like, you know, you got a movie coming out. Like, what's after that? Pff, I don't know. Who cares? We're just living. I'm like, okay, cool. So now, what made you from a young age be like, I want to do this. This is what I want to do. I'm going to act. I'm going to direct. I'm going to edit you do everything.
Yeah. Well, my entire life I've always been like so into just entertaining people. Like I used to make videos and not post them on YouTube just because it's like because I've kind of grew up on YouTube in a sense. Like I made my channel when I was 13. So
wow. I'm very old. Holy shit.
But before that, I didn't post them anywhere, and I used to like set them up in my living room and like have my parents watch them, and I just like did stupid entertaining things like that. So like my entire life I've always been into acting and making videos and editing and everything. But the whole YouTube thing just came about so randomly. Me and one of my friends from back home, we used to be obsessed with Smosh. And when I found YouTube, I still remember the first video that I watched and everything. It was a Smosh video, and I didn't like get the concept of YouTube. I thought Smosh was like the only thing you could watch on YouTube. But we eventually figured out that like it was a whole little like everyone's posting videos, and we're like, oh, we make videos, like why don't we just post them? So we started doing that, and she's a singer, so she got more into that, but I kept going with YouTube, and it started picking up, and I realized that it could be a job, and you can pretty much, it's just crazy to me because like everyone always says they want to do something, but then they never act on it. But you can honestly just do anything you want to do if you just try to do it. And that's pretty much what I feel like I did. Yeah. So
and I feel like people who want to get into it, though, they hear that and then they're like, but how do I get people to watch my videos? Yeah. And what advice do you give them?
It's definitely a process. I mean, I've been doing this for 5 years, and it just recently started picking up like a lot. You just got to keep going with it. You just have to be persistent.
Now, before I get into my next thought, quick question. Pop quiz. Smosh. Do you know who that is?
Oh,
that's okay. It's okay. No, you don't have to know.
But who is it?
It's like two of me, but back when I had the hair. So it's like two of them. It was like two of me, and then one is a little louder than the other one, and then they yell and they make comedy videos. And
do you like them?
Yes. As people, as YouTubers, they're very, very
they're
sweet.
such nice guys.
Yeah, they're very, very nice. And one of them, the only thing is like Anthony, like I hung out with him a few times. Like I think we're friends, but like he's a vegetarian. I'm trying to figure that out. Like he does the tofu thing. I don't understand it. Anyways, okay. So my question was, yes, I said this to you when I saw you at VidCon. So I saw you like met me a few years ago at VidCon. Yeah. You like waited in my line.
Okay, I'm such a huge fan of you. I've always been a huge fan of you. So
keep going.
You're amazing.
Thanks.
No, but yeah, I came to VidCon the first year as like just a person, and I waited in line to meet you.
And then and I knew who you were because I had seen your videos. Because here's the thing: when people, I see a lot of YouTube. Like I told Alison, like I don't like watch YouTube all the time, but when I do, like I try to see, okay, what's going on? What are people into? Whatever. And I found your videos a few years ago, and they were so well made. Like I mean, I literally thought you were 8, but for an 8-year-old, I'm like, oh my God, like the editing, the music choices, and you did color correction, and it was something I hadn't seen before for a YouTuber. I was like, oh wow, this is really good. So when I saw you at VidCon, I got really creepy, and I'm like, oh my God, I watch you, and you were like, what? And I'm sure you were terrified, and we had a whole moment. And then this past year, I follow you on Instagram, and I saw you posted a picture of you with like 10,000 people screaming behind you. And I was like, when the fuck did this happen? When did you become this? Because when I knew you, you were just right behind the girl in the wheelchair I was sitting on top of. And now you have 10, like that's, how did this happen? When?
I have no idea. Well, I moved out to LA technically when I had like 200,000 subscribers, and I just think like being out here and being more involved with everything that's going on and like being in the community a little bit more just helped me just kind of grow a little bit.
How many subscribers?
That's an unsatisfying answer for me.
I mean, okay, so honestly, everyone always asks me this question and I never have an answer. Like, do you have an answer? Like, how did it happen for you? You know what I mean?
I have the same boring answer.
Yeah.
My go-to, because I'm the same. I didn't have like a viral video. I didn't fucking
neither did I.
I didn't do any
it
of
just
that.
Happened.
It just it just I like how we just brushed over me fucking a snake. You know, I didn't do that. But no, it just was word of mouth, and like I was consistent. I just kept doing it, and then eventually people were telling their friends and stuff. I think it's a little not easier, but I think getting word of mouth is a lot easier now because of Twitter and because of Instagram versus like when I first started, like it was MySpace bulletins or it was people telling their friends at high schools. Like I'd be like, tell your friends at school to watch my videos. Like it was that type of thing versus now where like if you have good videos and you have a little bit of a presence on Twitter, you can probably get pretty big because kids retweet. I literally saw fucking, it's nuts. So I was looking on Twitter and you know, like the related to you situation, which is always depressing because it's, I'm like, really? That's who I'm related to? Great. It's always like Rachel Ray. And I'm like, I don't know. I have nothing in common with her. But there was one, it was this guy from one of these YouTube boy bands or something. And he had like 1 million followers. And I look, he gets like 100,000 retweets, which to me, and a lot of these kids do, and it's fucking mind boggling. So like I feel like you're definitely a part of this new generation of like you. How many Twitter followers do you have?
I think I have almost 700,000.
Dear Lord. And how many retweets do you think you get?
I have no clue.
A lot.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I've seen like it's how do you for people who are trying to get into this whole thing, what do you think makes you? Is it because you're very open about your personal life, or is it because you're doing a lot of jokes, or is it because like what do you think is your thing that people are like, oh, I like her?
Oh God, this is such a hard question. I don't know.
Are you like the outcast? Is that your thing?
Am I the outcast?
My thing was like I'm the outcast, which is still true.
I mean, I just try to be, I guess, funny, and at the same time, I feel like I can relate to a lot of people. I feel like people can relate to me in a sense, just because like I grew up in the middle of nowhere, and now I'm just doing whatever I wanted to do, and I like tell people that they can do the same thing. So I feel like it's that kind of thing.
Okay.
I honestly don't know though.
Like Girl Next Door.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
Relatable Girl Next Door.
Okay. I think I don't.
Okay, look, there's only room for one of those types in this room. Just kidding. So I'll let myself out.
Wait. So are you okay? So you're not in high school anymore.
No, I graduated.
When did you graduate?
This year.
God, did you do online school? I feel like all these
Yeah.
kids turn into YouTubers. How did you make that choice? Like, I'm gonna do everything on the internet.
Well, I moved out here originally just for the summer, and I started working with some companies out here, and I just made the decision to stay out here. So I decided to do my last year online.
When you say companies, are you talking about Awesomeness?
Yeah, Awesomeness, and I was working with, at the time I was working with teen.com, and
That's right.
yeah.
Oh, you don't have any stories? Because I remember, so teen.com, they have YouTubers sometimes be interviewers, and I saw this really uncomfortable interview where Joey Graceffa, he's my other shipmate, interviewed Selena Gomez, and she was just the cuntiest bitch ever to him. And it was so awkward to watch, and I can't believe they put it up on their YouTube channel, and she was so rude to him. It was horrible. And then I asked him about it, and he kind of told me a little bit, but whatever. You don't have any good shit like that?
No. Well, when I worked with them, I didn't interview celebrities. Yeah. So.
Wow. Well, now, Awesomeness, you interview celebrities now?
No. The only time I've worked with celebrities was, I don't think I've actually worked with celebrities.
Did you go to the Teen Choice Awards?
I did, but I didn't really talk to anyone.
Okay. Interesting. What were you nominated for?
I was nominated for Choice Comedy and then Choice Web Collaboration.
Now, did you hear about all this drama? What are your thoughts on everything?
I mean, I think it's definitely unfair. Because it just feels like they're using us to get more attention to their show.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I don't really know how I stand on it. It was cool to be a part of it, and they definitely. I mean, you said that they didn't treat you that well when you went. Yeah, they definitely. I mean, I don't know. I don't have anything to compare it to because it was my first time going. But we got to go on the carpet, and like we got pretty good seats and stuff. So everything was pretty fun.
I feel like they're trying. Like, so I'm split on this because they did announce the YouTuber award at the show.
Yeah.
Granted, they combined like 10 categories into one. They're like best male and female and this and that, and here they are. And like, you know, the YouTubers came up on stage and did their thing. So that was a step up because usually they wouldn't even talk about it. It's 5 years they have never talked about YouTube. They always announce the award on their website later. But my problem was this year they literally had like 100 categories. It was like best video game YouTuber, best YouTuber who's ever used eyeshadow that maybe wasn't right for their face, best YouTuber who ever did. And it was like this millions of categories, and I'm like, it's so obvious that they're literally doing this so they can nominate everybody, so that every single YouTuber will tell their fans to go to this fucking website. It was so obvious to me, but these kids were not getting it, and all the YouTubers know this, but they're still promoting it.
Yeah.
Like, go vote, and I'm like, it's not real. They're using all of us. That's where I'm just kind of like, I hope next year. I think they should do a whole show like this about YouTubers, because I think there's enough every single teen watches YouTube.
Yeah,
so why in the fuck
they
not
said
have that?
How many? It was like 13 million votes were pulled in for just the web categories alone. Like
Yeah,
that's
I mean-
enough for like their own
Come
award show.
on.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I mean, I didn't really know that it was all set up like that when I was advertising it,
Mhm.
but then when everything just came to light,
I know it's weird. It's uncomfortable.
yeah.
Did you win anything?
No.
You should have. Tyrannosaurus Fox or Rex or whatever the fuck should have chosen you. Okay, so now what are you working on? What's I hate to say it, like, because it's the worst question ever, but what's next? What's going on?
What's next? I mean, I have a lot of things that I want to do, but I haven't started doing yet.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I know that's a really bad
Are you gonna be a singer?
No.
Dancer?
What's that?
Dancer?
Oh, absolutely not. I'm the worst dancer.
Mhm. Okay, I'm going to save this podcast. Well, obviously, but I'm going to save that one little clip because I've had multiple people say that they're not singers, and then they'll come out with a single like a year from now. It's going to happen.
Oh my gosh. I hope it doesn't happen.
What,
Save that too.
This is so bad.
You don't think you could pull it off?
Well, I mean, I think I can sing, but
Okay.
the thing is, I don't think that's where I want my career to go. I don't want that. I don't want to just be like, here, I have some people who are going to listen and buy my music, so let's just make a song. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I mean, I did a lot of singing stuff throughout school, and like I was in like state singing stuff.
Wait,
There
what?
we go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wait, what does
You're
that
so right.
Like I was I was in a district like singing, so it was like my state, we like went around and sang a bunch, but I
Wait,
don't
your state? You're in. I'm so confused. So you did this.
Pennsylvania?
yeah,
That
in
state?
Pennsylvania. Yeah. But
You did the 50 Nifty song? Do you know what that is?
Yes.
no, like
You
it was
do?
like
Oklahoma.
Alabama. Well, I don't know the rest.
Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Connecticut.
No, but I was like in a group of like singers, and we'd like go to different schools and sing and stuff like that. But
I was in Best Buddies.
what's that?
I was in youth and government.
Ooh. I think I lose. Mine, well, actually, I win. No, mine was where you adopt a kid from special ed class to be your best friend and hang out
Oh.
with them on the weekends.
You win.
I win.
You
I did-
win. That's good,
We did
yeah.
a lot of ice bucket challenges. I took my special ed kid to Red Robin every weekend. It was great.
Aw.
Is this when you were fat?
We shared a lot of cheese biscuits. Okay, sorry. We saw some Eddie Murphy movies. It was great. He loved them. I didn't.
But yeah, no, I don't think I would do singing. No.
All right.
I think that's so impressive that you already are thinking, I hope this doesn't sound condescending, like because I'm 600 years old and I'm commenting on the youth, but that you're already like, I don't think that's where I want my career to go, etc. Because I spent so many years just being like, yes, I want to do. I was so afraid to ever close any door that I think it led to me just kind of being too general about everything, because you hear people say, and I think this applies to sort of anyone in any kind of career, you hear them say, figure out what your brand is, which always kind of makes me vomit because it's really commodifying yourself. But I get what they're saying, like have a brand, have a point of view, etc. Like be known for something specific. But I've always just been like, but I'm just a real, I like it all. I can do it all. I can do it. I'll be, tell me what you want me to be. I'll be that sort of eager, desperate person. That's me.
Yeah,
and
that's my thing.
Right.
I'm desperate.
I'm completely a chameleon. But I think that, Jen, I think what you're saying about sort of having a real clear idea of what you want is ultimately where most people end up anyway, and that's really good.
No, you're like a drag queen. I've been watching a lot of RuPaul's Drag Race lately.
Best show. It's so
Do you
good.
watch it?
I do watch
You
it.
do?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I just got really excited. Okay, I'm going to explain what happened. So I was laying in bed. I was like, I had one day off. I had never had a day off. And I'm like, what am I going to do today? And it was on my like suggested for me things, which doesn't say that much about me. So I'm like, okay, whatever. RuPaul, I remember him from back in the day. So I watched one episode and I was hooked, and I watched an entire season. And it was amazing. And it was very confusing though. And maybe you'll help me understand this since you watch. Now, they're boys.
Yeah.
They dress like girls.
Yeah.
They're gay, but they are not transgendered. And when they're in their interviews dressed as boys, they call each other she. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, she needs to watch her back because she is and I'm like, but you're boys and you're not in drag right now. There's a lot of questions.
Yeah, I mean, I don't personally get it that much myself either, but it's still entertaining.
Who did you? Okay, so the season I want. Do you ever watch this?
No, but I've heard it's good, and now this makes me want to go home and watch all of it.
You really should, because I'm not a reality show person, whatever, but I like competition shows, and this is the best because, okay, here's how it breaks down. If you guys haven't watched it, here's how it breaks down. So you got all these drag queens. They're angry. They're bitchy. You know how like it cuts to interviews and
confessional
type things. Well, theirs are genius. Every time it's a joke. Every time they're calling somebody a fat cunt. Every time it's funny every time. And then they compete through these stupid challenges where they dress up as their drag queen selves and they do really stupid challenges. And then at the end, 2 of them are in the bottom, and then they have to have a lip sing competition, and then one of them goes home. So it's like there's like 10 competitions, a lot of chances for them to be embarrassed, a lot of chances for them to fight. It's
amazing. It's like everything you'd ever want in a reality show. Just
I need to watch this.
It's a mix of American Idol. It's a mix of America's Funniest Pets. It's a mix.
America's Next Top Model.
America's Next Top Model.
Now, does RuPaul
K-pop.
judge it all, or are there also other judges?
Yes, RuPaul judges it all, but he's also a man, which I did not know. And he is like, he comes into
Really?
the workroom.
You didn't know that?
Well, I knew he was a man, but I didn't know he walked around as a man.
Okay.
I thought he was always
right.
a woman
I remember
all
the
time.
first time I saw him as a man, and
He
it was shocking.
literally looks like Uncle Ben. We were just talking about this in the other room. Well, at first I said he looks like Orville Redenbacher or whatever, and then they're like, and Uncle Ben. I'm like, yeah, that makes more sense. Anyways, so Uncle Ben's walking around. He's like, but he still talks like RuPaul. So he's like, make it work and all this stuff. But he's like in a pink pantsuit. It's all very confusing. But his guest co-hosts are always so random. Like it'll be him, and then a fashion person, and then like the fat girl from Duck Dynasty. It's like always somebody that has no idea anything about drag or anything, and it makes no sense. So maybe we can get on it. Let's try.
Let's
oh
try.
my god, that'd be
That'd
amazing.
be fun. I know nothing about fashion. Yes, drag queens. What were we talking about? Oh, and then the tucking. Now the tucking is something I'm sure everybody knows about this. Like drag queens tuck their penises, but the way they do it, I didn't quite get. I looked it up on YouTube. There's a tutorial. It's age blocked, so you have to like confirm that you're over 18 years old. You can do it, Jen.
Yeah, finally.
They take the way they explained it, their elephant trunk, and wrap it to the watering hole. And,
Oh, wow.
And then they have the balls spread, and they shove the balls back inside the body.
Oh, that
and then
doesn't
tape
sound
the sack.
comfortable.
So
No, we don't have elephant trunks. You do.
Mm-hmm.
How would that feel?
I don't have enough trunk to get to the watering hole.
Okay.
I could probably make it to. I could definitely make it to the bushes. I don't quite know. I don't think. It might be easier for me. I mean, you guys have seen my blob. I don't know if you've seen it, but
I haven't seen
it's
it
trending.
yet.
It's trending on Twitter. Oh God, my life is so sad. But yes, I think I could just smush everything in and tape it down. People would just think I had a fat vagina. I don't think they. That's the term, right?
Sure.
I guess.
You're 18. Well, on that note, I don't really know where to go from here, so I think I'm just going to go to something that I want to bring up. So on Alison's podcast, you do a segment that's my favorite called Hey, Go Fuck Yourself.
Yes.
I would like for us to do it here. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Is it copywritten? Is that a
No.
situation?
I mean,
Okay.
you'll be hearing from my lawyers, but it's
Okay,
fine.
great.
Go
I don't
for
have
it.
the song. You have I should download. I know you guys have the
We
app.
have, it's a ringtone.
It's a ringtone. It's
Yeah.
pretty good. But
It's all cheery. It's so Trap Dog, who's one of my listeners and amazing musician, made a bunch of jingles for my show, and this is not going to do it justice at all, but it's like, hey, 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 go fuck yourself.
that was good.
I
You
feel
were
like that wasn't
nervous.
it at
So
all.
I think we
know.
could, let's do it together. Ready?
Okay.
Hey, 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 go fuck yourself.
Okay, so I am now the person who's afraid to even sing happy birthday when everyone sings happy birthday, because I'm like, I'm so off key. And I think that demonstrated
Have
that.
you ever, sorry, this is a total side note, but have you ever been to Buca de Beppo?
Wait, what?
No.
Wait, what did you just
What?
say?
Buca de Beppo? Okay, so Buca.
It's an Italian restaurant.
It's, we here in LA we call it Buca. You'll get to know it. It's this horrible Italian restaurant where there's shit on the walls, like not shit, but like fucking like a bicycle and a picture frame, and there's like weird like license plates. It's like one of those places. I feel like Pennsylvania, you guys have one of those. It's like Fuddruckers for Italian food. So there's a lot going on, but
Like for when Olive Garden is too upscale.
yeah, Except for buka, it's all family style. So it's like you get a salad and it's the size of like the table, whatever. But they tell you before, they're like, if it's your birthday, they're like, do you want us to sing to you? And I'm like, of course. And then the woman goes, okay, just letting you know it's going to get a little loud. And I'm like, no, it's fine, whatever. She was standing next to me and like, I'm not even kidding. I'm going to step away a little bit. She literally was like, okay, here we go. And she's like, everybody, we got a birthday in Buka! And they were just screaming at the top of their lungs. And I'm just like starting to hyperventilate. And then she brings over this neon glowing like hat and this sign that says like, it's this Italian dude's birthday. I don't even know, it's this whole thing. And then they brought out this huge sundae and they were all screaming and clapping and stomping and hitting the tables. And like people were rocking the spoons on the tables. It was the most intense.
Sounds horrifying.
And I'm a very shy person already. And I already had a kid sitting across the table from me who like kept saying to his mom, is that Shane Dawson? I don't think so. It looks fatter in person. I had like a lot going on that night. Yeah, there's a lot of tag pictures of me on Instagram from this kid's point of view, and it was like questions like, is this him? I don't know. He kind of looks weird. Is this him?
Like, get him a booster seat to create more flattering images, please.
Yeah, please. Can you stand up on the table and take that picture? I don't know how we got there. Anyways, yes. Hey, go fuck yourself. So basically what this is it is a segment on Alison Show where you say the person during the week that you wanted to tell to go fuck themselves and the little story to go along with it.
Ooh, drama.
Yeah. Do you have any? Do you want to wait a second? Do you need to think?
I need to think. Yeah.
Okay. Allison, do you have any ready to go? I have a list.
I do. I feel like in order to really do this, what we should do is get the ringtone.
Yeah.
You'd think that I would actually own it, but I don't.
But you don't.
So let me just. I wonder, you know what? On the spot, trying to go find it might take me a second. So do you want to do your first one, Shane, while I try to find it?
All right, yeah. I'll start with an easy. I'll start with the hey, go give yourself a hand job. This one isn't as mean. Oh, God, who should I say? Okay. Well, because we were talking about this, I'm going to go with Drew Paul's Drag Race. Now, he didn't do anything personally to me, but I was not a fan of Roxy. I don't know if you watched this season, but Roxy was the thick and juicy girl on Drag Race. And she was very, very rude. And I did not like her style. And I thought she was mean. And she was a mean girl. And she was very rude to Jynx, who was my favorite. Do you know what season did you watch?
Honestly, I don't know. I used to watch it.
They all kind of blend.
Just on TV. Yeah, it's on Netflix.
I think I watched it. I definitely watched it on Apple TV, and I definitely bought it. I'm not gonna lie. I purchased it. I literally spent like $35 on it.
I'll probably end up doing that.
It was embarrassing. Still looking for the ringtone.
Yes, I thought I bought it, but it's not showing up here.
I'll go into my more hardcore one then. At the same time while I'm trying to find it. Did you just type in "Hey, go fuck yourself"?
Yes.
If you guys want to play along, hey, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Why is it not showing up?
Oh, here it is. Okay, done. Bought it.
Oh, good.
Download.
This is how I get people one by one to buy it.
Yeah.
I made $6.
What's going on?
Do you know how to play it off of there now?
I think so. Nope. Yes, right? Ringtones?
Yeah.
Sure. How do you do this? I'm literally, okay, here's how I'm guiding you guys through this. I'm going to my contacts. I just found somebody who I have no idea who it is. I'm going to edit ringtones, and then here it is.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
That sounded better
Amazing.
than our version.
That was really good.
That was so good.
Okay.
Okay, so, wow, now that I'm saying this out loud, this is pretty mean. But I'm just going to go with it anyways. There was this little girl, she was 12.
Oh my God.
Now, this relates to my Buka story. I have a lot of these stories, but this one really stung. I was at El Chorrito, which I go to way too often. I get their noble chicken nachos. And I was walking to the bathroom, and there was this family, this like Mexican family, and they all like were kind of talking about me. I could kind of hear them, but I was just like, oh, okay, well, whatever. So then I go to the bathroom. The bathroom is closed. Somebody's cleaning it. So I'm waiting outside the bathroom, and this family walks up to me, and they're all like, oh, we watch your videos. Oh, they're very nice. Like, oh, cool. One lady had a baby. The baby's screaming. Like, it was a whole thing. They were all talking in Spanish. And then the one girl was like, oh, let me take a picture with you. I'm such a big fan. I'm like, okay. As she's taking a picture, she goes, yeah, my brother didn't think it was you because we thought, Shane Dawson would look so much better in person.
Oh.
And snap. The picture was taken. And then right after she said that, I said, I'm sorry, what? And she goes, oh, no, I mean, just, like more fit in person. And another selfie.
No.
And I literally was standing there, and then the whole family goes, okay, bye. And then they just all walk away. And I was left with nothing but the thought in my head of,
This is what they can do.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
and that baby too. I was gonna ask if you've ever had this, but I don't think you have.
No,
that is
well,
the worst.
Yeah, have you ever got like you look so much better in person.
Yes.
Like, is that a compliment or
just
I would
any-
take that.
Okay, no, but what that suggests is you don't look that good on
the internet,
camera.
yeah.
And it's like, oh, great, one person, tell everyone
I-
you know,
I
because
get
more
that a
people see
lot.
me on the internet than here.
No, I get that so much. And every time I'm just like, thanks. But like, am I really?
who?
Yeah, I get you're littler in
Just
person.
people come up and be like, oh, you look so much prettier in person. And I'm just, thanks. Like,
Okay, that is rough. For
like,
a girl, that's rough.
Is it nice or is it mean? I can't tell.
They mean it to be nice. They're trying to say, I'm in front of you, you look so pretty.
Are they
but
drag queens? Because that's how they throw shade.
Or
Throwing
they're
shade is
really
from
good
that
at-
show too, which
Is
a lot of
it?
people don't know. The term
Really?
throwing shade is from that show. Yeah.
It is?
Yeah, there's so many good terms from that show.
Yeah, I heard. There was throwing shade. There was like living, which means that you like something, and then dying, which also means you like something. So I don't.
Isn't there also because I looked up throwing shade because I actually wanted to read about it. Isn't also reading something?
Yes.
What is
reading
that?
is
Oh, yeah,
fundamental.
reading, yeah.
That's the thing that RuPaul says, and he goes, "The library is now open," and then they read each other. But reading is basically what that little Mexican girl El Torito did to me, which was spilling the tea that
right,
she
the
should have
tea, yeah.
swallowed and not spilled.
So it just means like telling it to you straight, right?
I think. Well, I just learned this too. I think T stands for truth.
Yeah, you spill the truth tea.
I didn't know that. I thought T stood for actual tea, which I was like,
We
oh, I don't
sound
get
so
it.
white right now. Do we sound straight or white? I don't.
I've never sounded
kind of
straight in my
out
life,
of
so I'm gonna go with white. Okay, who has a fuck yourself?
Oh gosh.
I do.
Okay.
I have two.
Oh, good.
One is light. One is gonna bring everyone down.
Perfect.
Get ready.
Okay.
It's very sad.
Oh no!
You
I
don't
know,
want me to
I
tell
know,
you?
No, tell. I know what you're gonna say,
Okay,
but go
so
into it.
my sweet little puppy that was the love of my life. I was on vacation and my mom was watching him, and I got a call 2 nights in. It was my honeymoon, actually. Worst
oh
honeymoon
God! If
ever.
you're gonna tell your mom to go fuck herself, I don't know.
No, not my mom.
Okay.
My mom. So anyway, I won't go blow by blow, but she was walking my year and 9-month-old dog, and this off leash Malamute attacked him, and she had to rush him to the vet, and he was torn up, but they thought he was going to recover. We were debating, should we come back? What should we do? We decided to come back because we're like, we can't have a good time. People were like, stay, stay,
No.
have do the rest of your honeymoon because he's being looked after. The worst they thought was going to happen was that maybe he would never fully recover use of his right front leg because he had been attacked like near the nerve supply. Now it's like that would have been the best case. I mean, that would have been so wonderful if that had happened. But anyway, then his hematocrit started dropping. He was anemic. Long story short, they discovered he was in kidney failure. They think that it was a congenital thing. So the truth is, and this is kind of what brings me solace a little bit, he wasn't going to live a full life. He was born with birth defects. He wasn't, he just wasn't meant to be here that long. That being said, feels like it kind of happened in the most horrible way. And he was getting sicker and sicker. And I never thought I never was the kind of person who thought I could ever put a pet down because I would hear people doing it. And I always thought, I know that someday a vet's going to tell me I should do that, but fuck them. I'm taking my precious little baby and I'm going to let him die of natural causes on his own because I just can't spare a day with him. But the vet said that if it was his dog, he would recommend putting him down because I was like, what about kidney transplant? What about dialysis? He's like, you'd have to move to San Diego. I'm like, I can do that. I mean, it really was like he was the cutest dog, like my baby. But he said that Oliver, that was his name. He didn't think Oliver would survive the first of all, dog kidney transplants are very unsuccessful. The body usually rejects it. Also, he didn't think he would survive the surgery, and he didn't think he would stay alive long enough to find a donor. Dialysis it's 5 hours a day, 3 times a week. He probably wouldn't even survive that.
God.
But it's like it's no life for the dog. It's just at that point you're just like keeping this science experiment alive. So we went down, visited him. When I first walked in, he was like he licked us and got up. I mean, he was not himself at all, but at the same time he still reacted. And I'm like, there's still life in this dog. But then he had a seizure, and then he was getting worse so quickly that I think he was going to die that day, but we ended up putting him down, and that was horrifying because I thought that it was supposed to be a peaceful thing, but he he was almost, the doctor said that he was like in a semi-lucid state because there was so much toxins in his blood from the kidney failure that like the brain can't really process things when there's that much poison in there. So he was really not doing well. And I took videos of it, not of putting him down, but of him, which I felt ghoulish at the time, but it actually has helped me in the days since to just keep looking at that and realize that he wasn't, the way I remember him, he wasn't that way. Like he was gone already. But anyway, it was awful. So anyway, I lost my dog on just 4 days ago, and it's hell. So I would like to say to the owners of the off-leash beast who had been asked multiple times by people in the neighborhood, you've got to put your pony, bigger than a pony, you have to put your dire wolf on a leash. You have to. And they kept saying, no, she's friendly. She's friendly. She's friendly. She was not friendly. And you took away my precious baby. And you know what you can do?
You can.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
Oh, put that dog down. What is that dog? Is there a thing for that where you can like charge them with something?
Well, I was actually, off-leash is illegal. So they can get a ticket. I think that they're liable for the vet bill and maybe.
Have they said anything?
No, that's the crazy thing. They're just hiding from it. I think someone has told them by now that their dog attack died. I don't want their dog. I don't blame their dog. I blame them. Like I don't want their dog put down. That's awful too.
No.
But I don't know. It's funny. My husband and my dad and my brother are all so angry about it. I haven't tapped into the anger yet. I'm just still stuck in the sadness.
No,
I know that I will. It's just a phase next. But anyway, and on a lighter note though, so you know when you're at a 4-way stop and everyone does that thing where they like, no you, no you, no you. That's just kind of what you expect. Today I get to one of those and I pulled out a tiny bit and then this woman in, I don't know what it was, some kind of wagon, pulled out, pointed at me with her finger and did a like, I'm watching you, and then went ahead. It was like I got called out by a grandma. It was so weird. So you know what she can do?
Hey, go fuck yourself.
You should have multiple like, hey, go fuck herself. Hey, go fuck himself.
I know. You're right. We need to expand.
And then we'll triple the sales on iTunes.
That's right.
You got any hey, go fuck yourself?
I mean, I don't want to like talk bad about anyone. But,
well, you don't have to name names.
well, I'm gonna name names.
Oh, okay.
But you can.
Okay, good.
It's not even that bad, but it's just a little like feud that me and my roommates are having right now. We have 2 garage spots, and then the rest is street parking, and it's like 2-hour street parking, and then after that, like you have to move your car around, or else you will get a ticket. And so like all of us have gotten like numerous amounts of tickets, and I've never gotten parking tickets before I like moved into this new place and had to park on the street, so it's just really annoying. But anyway, I had the garage spot like on lock for a really long time. Last night I came home and I don't have it anymore, so 2 of my roommates.
Ooh, wow, so this is really personal. Which roommate?
It's just all of them.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
Selves.
But I love you guys to death.
Did you feel betrayed when you saw another car in your spot?
No, it's just we all do this little passive aggressive thing where we just like pull our cars into the garage.
Here you are off thinking you're just giving hand jobs, thinking you're having a good day. Well, before we go, this has been, by the way, guys, thank you. This has been my first episode, sans Lauren, and I feel very good about it, and I feel like we did a good job, and I'm very happy with us.
I had a lovely time, and I'm sorry that I brought everyone down at the end.
No, I'm glad you did. It made it real.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And also, I feel really sad for you, and I want to. By the way, did you get your dog at a dog store, like a pet store?
No.
Okay, because I had to put I've had to put 3 dogs to sleep in my life, and it's all because I bought them at pet stores, which I'm never doing again because they grew up in puppy mills. Guys, if you're trying to get a dog, please go to a shelter or something. Sometimes they're sick and stuff, but it's better than pet stores. Like literally, the pet store dogs. Like one of my dogs' skin fell off. The other one had like tumors everywhere. Like really bad. Anyways, one thing I forgot to do that I know I'm going to get so much shit for if I don't do is, and I'll go over it really quick, is Farrah Abraham time. Now, listen, if I'm going to give you an education, do you know who Farrah Abraham is?
I know who she is, but I don't know enough about her.
Oh.
Good. Like the rest of the world, that's how they should be. Oh, yeah. Farrah Abraham time. God made a mistake. Oops. I don't have a jingle yet. That's the work in progress. Okay, long story short, Farrah Abraham, who said she would never do porn, never do anything sexual again. She was working on her Christian children's book. I think it was called like God is My Babysitter. I don't remember. Working on a book. Well, now it's different. She is working at a strip club, but not because she wants to be a stripper, but because she wants to research for a role. It says, and this is Farrah Abraham, it's like job shadowing that like I hope pays off. Like in the same way that Jennifer Aniston researched for her role as a stripper. Like that's what I'm doing. It's just I'm getting $500,000 to do it.
Is there a laugh at the end?
Yeah. And then she goes, it's how I get my information to write, you know, my books and like my movies and stuff. And then she said, I've been trying out a lot of roles for people who, you know, work at Gentlemen's Club, like cocktail waitresses or dancers, and sometimes even cooks. So I want to try to do my best to like portray, you know, like a stripper really well, or like a cook. Like I watch them cook in the back room. Like it's really interesting to me. And then she ends it with, I'm really planning on getting this role. I'm really excited about it. Can't talk about it yet, but you'll know. So I don't know what stripper, cook, chef movie's coming out, but I'm going to be honest, I'm saying it. She also is performing her hit single Blowin' for the first time ever.
Blowin'.
Naked. Now, I'm going to give you another education. Everybody at home knows this, but I'm going to play it for you now. This is Farrah Abraham's hit single Blowin'. Have either of you heard this?
No.
I haven't.
Well, get fucking ready, children.
Let me get that
Oh, I have heard this song. Of course.
Okay,
I mean, it's no tardy to the party.
I'm gonna. Good one. I'm gonna get to the good juice. Here we go.
Oh, goodness.
So I still, after hearing that many times, still don't know what they're saying. What they're saying. There's multiple people inside of Farrah Abraham. I don't know what they're saying. This is also just for you guys because I feel like you guys have to hear. This is another clip. This one is called Unplanned Parenthood. Although nice title.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
Okay, I'll skip to this.
Alone.
Oh, wait. Here it comes. I'll skip. Okay. A lot of beat.
Baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
Okay, she doesn't really sing in that one. But I've only heard the beginning
She's
of this
like a robot.
No, I literally, okay, so I interviewed her once and it was terrible and she walked off. It was a bad thing. But I literally, I was like, oh my God, like, I thought it was Surrey. Like, I literally was like, Surrey made a song. Oh, wait, no. This is my favorite thing. Oh, wait, tell a secret.
The secret.
I don't know. Just make something up.
I need to take a shit.
Shh, don't let it get out.
That's my favorite thing to do.
That's what I'm trying to do right now.
Don't let it get out. Well, there you guys go. Before we go, one last thing. I'm just going to read a comment. I'm going to go over this one really quickly. This is from sdarmy.com. If you want me to read your comment, go over there in the podcast section, leave a comment. Okay, this one, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it basically is somebody telling me, this is from Gerber. Okay. It says, in all honesty, I was very disappointed in how Shane handled Lauren's last podcast. I felt like he was disrespectful toward her and rude and seemed selfish, that he wanted her all for himself, and it made me sick. Really quick, guys, I just want you to know, first of all, that was a very uncomfortable podcast for me and for Lauren and for everybody involved. We didn't want to do it, but we decided we had to because we didn't want you guys to think Lauren actually died. But second of all, you don't know really what happened. And it's to have somebody in my life for like 4 years and then for them not to be there anymore and for it to be their choice. And there was a lot going on behind the scenes that we didn't talk about. We're fine. We're totally cool. She's my family. Like, I'll never have her away from me. But it was a very weird situation, and we had to do the podcast that day, and I cried afterward, and she cried afterward. It was very, very uncomfortable. So what may have sounded rude or disrespectful was me trying to cope with it by being funny and being like, I don't care, bitch, go away, and her doing the same thing. And listening back, I could hear what you're talking about, but just know, like, it was very weird, you know? I don't know if you've dealt with having to, you know, or you were in like a collab channel,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then it kind of fell apart, and I don't know the details. You don't have to go into it, but I'm sure it's one of those things where people are kind of like getting mad at you for how you're dealing with it, but you're like, you guys don't know anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know nothing. You literally just know what we're telling you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, me and Lauren are fine. Please don't think we hate each other. Everything is great. And I'm going to have some guest co-hosts, and I really want you guys to embrace them. And I hope you've embraced Allison. I sure have.
Thank you.
You were great. You were
Thank
amazing.
you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Jen, you were amazing too.
Thank you so
Good
much
luck
for
on
having
your
me.
hand job, your role. I believe in you. You are going to slay that hand job. I learned that term once again from Drag
Slay.
Race. And hope you guys have fun hanging with us. We have fun hanging with you. Check out Allison's podcast at Alison Rosen is your new best friend. Go to that on iTunes. I'll be on that pretty soon, right? Hopefully, right?
Yes. Please come anytime. Yeah, and you guys can go to my website, AlisonRosen.com. Follow me on Twitter at Allison Rosen.
At Allison
Just
Rosen, with one L.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Don't fuck that up
My
because I have
parents.
multiple times. And then go to Jen at JENNXPENN.
Yep.
I did that right. Fuck yes.
Perfect.
YouTube.com/Jennxpenn.